Listening in on climate change, two University of Alberta scientists are studying the sounds of birds and animals to predict long-term sustainability of those species.
We were talking about getting, the industrial noise, being able to record it and see how the owls are reacting to it. But what do you think the chickadees are going to do?
Chris Sturdy and Aaron Bain conduct separate though related research studies.
Like I have literally 20 years worth of physical data to go through that no one will ever go through, but computers can. And what we're trying to do is develop a long-term monitoring program for as many species as possible across the entire province. My students here are listening to some acoustic recordings, which we've put out this device, which is sitting right beside me here, and where we've been recording soundscapes of Alberta. And so these soundscapes range from the prairies to the northern forests to agricultural landscapes. And what they're trying to identify is all of the animals and creatures and sounds that the environment is making to give us a better idea of who's where, what are they doing, how are the numbers doing, and kind of how things are changing.
Bioacoustics technology, shown here being set up in a remote area of Alberta, learning effects of human imposition and climate change.
We're basically trying to understand, for example, how climate change is influencing the timing of migration. Are birds arriving earlier? Are amphibians coming out earlier?
Chris Sturdy's research is more directed towards bird sonics, ever-present chickadees.
There were just a few anecdotal reports that said that females sang rarely, and when they did sing, it was in this particular context. But we actually showed that females do sing regularly, and in fact, probably a lot of the time in the field, they would be mistaken for males because otherwise they look pretty much identical. There are probably many more similarities in cognitive processing or the way that we think about things between humans and non-human animals.
Understanding birds and animal trends through sound.
Well, we've used a variety of techniques, but one of the things we're using is an acoustic recording device called an ARU. And what this does, it's simply a little computer with a couple of microphones on it. The neat thing about it, it's totally programmable. So we can ask it to record every 10 minutes for the whole day, or it could record for days and days and days and days, depending on the battery and solar power we put on it. What animals are active at night? What animals are active during the day? How does that change over the season? So from March all the way into August and September. And what you find is that totally different animals are calling at totally different times of the year and times of the day. And we can use that to track their abundance, the times they arrive, times they leave, those kind of things.
Migrations.
Exactly. For us, it's really about understanding population trends. Is a certain species going up or down? And that will help us set our priorities for our conservation dollars in terms of what species we want to help and why and where we're going to do that.
This long-term research represents years, decades, and a great deal of patience. For Go, I'm Dancy.